much land does a man need? Once, in a small Russian village, there lived a peasant named Pahom. He was a hard-working man, honest and determined, but inside him lived a quiet hunger, the belief that if only he had more land, he would be truly happy. One evening, he sat by the fire as his wife argued with her sister. Her sister, married to a merchant, boasted of the comforts of city life, fine clothes, warm meals, and freedom from labor. Pahom's wife replied, "Peasants may toil, but we sleep soundly and fear no one." Pahom overheard and said, "If only we had enough land, I would fear no one, not even the devil himself." The devil, listening nearby, smiled. "Ah," he thought, "I shall test this man." Not long after, an opportunity came. A lady who owned nearby fields decided to sell her land. Pahom gathered his savings and bought 40 acres. For the first time, he felt pride swell in his chest. He plowed, planted, and harvested. The soil was good and the yield was plenty, yet satisfaction soon turned to greed. "If only I had more," he thought. "I could be truly rich." When neighboring herders let their cattle stray into his fields, Pahom began to quarrel, sue, and curse. He built fences and walls to guard his land, but peace, once known, left his heart. Soon he heard of a fertile plain far away where peasants sold rich black soil at low prices. He sold what he owned and bought more. Again, his wealth grew. But the more he gained, the more restless he became. He heard of a tribe of nomads, the Bashkirs, who owned vast land and sold it for almost nothing. So Pahom set out to bargain with them. The Bashkirs welcomed him warmly, offering kumis and laughter. Their chief told him, "For 1,000 rubles, you may have as much land as you can walk around in one day, from sunrise to sunset. But you must return to this spot before the sun sets. If you fail, the land and your money are lost." Pahom's eyes shone. He thought, with careful steps, "I can claim all the land I'll ever need." That night he could not sleep. He lay awake imagining the acres he would cover. Hills, meadows, rivers. Greed whispered like the wind. At dawn, the chief placed his fur cap on a hill. "This," he said, "is where you must return by sunset." Pahom took off his boots, tucked bread in his shirt, and began to walk. The morning was cool. He strode briskly, marking the ground with his spade. The land was beautiful, the soil deep and dark. "This is fine," he thought, "but that meadow is better." He walked farther. By midday, the sun burned overhead. His feet ached, his throat was dry, yet the desire for more urged him on. "I can take a little more," he said. "I must not lose this chance." When he finally turned toward the starting hill, the sun had begun to drop. He was far, too far. Fear struck him. He threw away his spade and ran. His heart pounded like a drum. Sweat blinded him. The horizon glowed red as the sun sank lower and lower. "Just a little more," he gasped. "I must reach the cap." The Bashkirs stood waiting, shouting and cheering. The sun's edge touched the earth as Pahom stumbled up the hill. With the last of his strength, he lunged forward and touched the cap, just as the sun vanished. Then he fell. The Bashkirs ran to him, but he did not move. Blood trickled from his mouth. He was dead. Their chief shook his head and said quietly, "For this man, 6 feet of land is all he needs." A servant dug a grave 6 feet long, laid Pahom in it, and covered him with earth. That was all the land he ever owned that he could truly keep. Music fades silence.